What's up? Welcome back to Nowstalgia. Dave here with my reaction to the 2024 Emmy nominations. Going to go through the major categories, talk about who got nominated, who didn't, and what stands out either way. So just kind of jumping right in here. Overall, unsurprisingly, Shogun led all shows with 25 nominations, followed by The Bear at 23, Only Murders in the Building at 21, True Detective Night Country at 19. Other big amounts, some other shows, Baby Reindeer with 11 nominations, Fallout with 11. The Crown, and I'll get into this in a second, is the only repeat drama nominee from the last year of the Emmys, which is pretty fun. I talked about that lead up to this, that there would be a lot of change, a lot of new blood in terms of recognition, so we definitely got that. And looking at the top networks, Netflix led the way again with 107 nominations, but FX, on the strength of Shogun and The Bear, got 93 nominations, beating HBO's 91. And then Apple was in fourth with 70. Kind of unsurprising, all that, I would say. But yeah, let's jump right into Best Drama Series, where we have The Crown, Fallout, The Gilded Age, The Morning Show, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, Shogun, Slow Horses, and Three Body Problem. Really nice list for the most part, and yeah, The Crown's only one of those shows that's even been nominated before. Some of those shows are brand new, and then all the other returning shows like Slow Horses, Gilded Age, and Morning Show, they weren't previously nominated. So it's a brand new batch for the most part, of course, because shows like Succession and Better Call Saul have now ended, and other shows like House of the Dragon are not in this eligibility period, and then The Last of Us we're in between seasons, Euphoria, etc. So fun drama series field. Dropping into Best Actress in a Drama Series, we have Jennifer Aniston and Reese Witherspoon for The Morning Show, Imelda Staunton for The Crown, Carrie Coon for The Gilded Age, Maya Erskine for Mr. and Mrs. Smith, and Anna Sawai for Shogun. Definitely expected Anna Sawai to get in there, and Maya Erskine as well, and Staunton. I wasn't sure if both Morning Show leads would get through, but they did. I would have enjoyed Ella Purnell from Fallout in one of these spots, but overall, it's pretty much in line with expectations. Best Actor in a Drama Series, we have Donald Glover for Mr. and Mrs. Smith, Walton Goggins for Fallout, Gary Oldman for Slow Horses, Hiroyuki Sanada for Shogun, Dominic West for The Crown, and Idris Elba for Hijack on Apple, which was a surprise for me, but I think a welcome one. I enjoyed Hijack. I enjoyed Idris on that show. That's a fun nomination. Again, other than Idris kind of sneaking in there, I think it looks pretty good for the most part, and that's kind of how the Emmys go, right? They, for the most part, do a good job. But the biggest sin the Emmys often commit is what they do in the supporting categories. So supporting actress in a drama series, we have Christine Baranski for The Gilded Age, Elizabeth Debicki for The Crown, Leslie Manville for The Crown, and then we have 4 people for The Morning Show: Nicole Beharie, Greta Lee, Karen Pittman, and Holland Taylor. This happened last year with The White Lotus Season 2, where a ton of people got nominated, effectively the whole cast. I really hate that this happens just because there's other people to recognize in the categories, and you just don't do it. It's a bit disappointing, even if most of those people are pretty deserving, It's less bad, but still pretty bad with supporting actor. You have 3 more Morning Show people. Billy Crudup, we expected, previous winner. Mark Duplass, previous nominee, not surprising, but also John Hamm. So that's 3, making that 7 supporting nominees for The Morning Show, plus 2 lead actress nominees, so 9 total. That's a show that isn't even super critically liked, so Apple's campaigning really paid off. Thankfully, Tadanobu Asano from Shogun is also here. And then Takahiro Hira from Shogun is here as well, who played as Shido. I was surprised, not surprised to see him. I thought it was possible, but it's cool that he got in there. Also, Jack Lowden for Slow Horses and Jonathan Pryce for The Crown. Best Comedy Series, again, for the most part, pretty much in line with expectations. We have Abbott Elementary, The Bear. That's The Bear Season 2, by the way. Curb Your Enthusiasm's come back. Hacks, Only Murders in the Building. Palm Royale for Apple TV. That was one that I wasn't sure if that would happen, but it did. And then I think the 2 at the back end that I'm happy to see, Reservation Dogs' 3rd and final season on FX, the first time that show's been recognized. Really cool. And then What We Do in the Shadows on FX. It didn't get nominated last time around after previously being nominated, so it's cool that's back, because I think, again, that show's just arguably the funniest show on TV. Super well earned. Best Actor in a Comedy Series, Matthew Berry in for What We Do in the Shadows. Love it. Larry David for Curb. Steve Martin Short again for Only Murders. Jeremy Allen White for The Bear. And then another kind of welcome surprise is DeFaro Wu Antai from Reservation Dogs. So all the usual suspects are largely getting in here, including the favorites, right? I don't think any of the predictions are really changing, right, in terms of the Bear and Shogun are going to run train on these wins for sure, like the way they did with the nominations. But for the most part, things are going as they expected. Best actress in a comedy series, you have this top three that we knew would be in there, right? Quinta Brunson, Io Debary, and Jean Smart. And then the two I'm kind of surprised about more would be Maya Rudolph for Loot from Apple and Kristen Wiig for Palm Royale from Apple. Not in there would be Emma Stone for The Curse, and The Curse from Showtime was not nominated for Best Comedy Series. Bit surprising. Best Supporting Actor in a Comedy Series, I think this is a really competitive group. Lionel Boyce from The Bear, Evan Moss-Baccarat from The Bear. Nice to see Lionel Boyce get through in there. He plays Marcus, awesome. Paul W. Downs from Hacks, Paul Rudd from Only Murders, Tyler James Williams for Abbott, and Bowen Yang for SNL. So some previous nominees, and Eben, who won last time, are all in there, but definitely a really good field. And Supporting Actress in a Comedy Series, Liza Colin-Zayas, who plays Tina on The Bear, first time getting through here. And then a bunch of usual suspects, people we expected. Hannah Einbinder for Hacks, Cheryl Lee Ralph, and Janelle James for Abbott Elementary, Meryl Streep for Only Murders, and Carol Burnett for Palm Royale. Meryl Streep, Paul Rudd getting through as they join a show, mid-run, like Only Murders, kind of makes sense that they got through here. The guest acting nominations, for the most part, super high-profile people, a lot of Bear representation, nothing really too surprising. And then limited series, unsurprisingly, Baby Reindeer is here. That's the favorite. Also, Ripley. Both those are Netflix. True Detective, Night Country from HBO. We knew those three would be there. Felt pretty good about Fargo getting in for season 5, and it did. And then the last spot, I wasn't exactly sure where this would go, but ended up being Lessons in Chemistry from Apple TV+. A bit interesting that ended up being the Apple miniseries that Apple pushed and successfully got nominations for over, say, Masters of the Air, for example, as I mentioned in my nominations predictions episode. So yeah, more or less in line with expectations. Best Actor in a Limited Series, we have Matt Bomer for Fellow Travelers from Showtime, not something I'm familiar with. Richard Gadd, of course, for Baby Reindeer, he's the favorite. John Hamm for Fargo. Tom Hollander for Feud, the second run of that. And of course, Andrew Scott for Ripley. Best Actress in a Limited Series, Jodie Foster for True Detective Night Country. Brie Larson for Lessons in Chemistry. Juno Temple for Fargo. Sofia Vergara for Griselda on Netflix. And Naomi Watts for Feud. I think that one's pretty good. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention, a comedy, The Gentleman from Netflix and Guy Ritchie. That was hotly touted to get through, and it did not. So as a result, Theo James was not nominated either. So yeah, I think Best Actress are circling back, pretty much in line with expectations. Again, Brie Larson getting through because Lessons in Chemistry succeeded pretty well. Supporting Actor in a Limited Series, unsurprisingly, Robert Downey Jr. is here for The Sympathizer, as is Lewis Pullman for Lessons in Chemistry, John Hawkes for True Detective Night Country. I'm happy to see that one there. Lamorne Morris, I wasn't sure if he would get through for Fargo, but pretty good. He was definitely underrated on that season. Treat Williams for Feud, and then Tom Goodman-Hill for Baby Reindeer, which is kind of showing the strength of that series. Supporting Actress in a Limited Series, Baby Reindeer getting in here twice, of course, for Jessica Gunning and Nava Mao, unsurprising. Callie Reese for True Detective, as expected. Lily Gladstone for Under the Bridge, that was one I definitely was thinking about, given the juice she had for Killers of the Flower Moon, so it makes sense. I was not thinking about Dakota Fanning for Ripley. That's a pretty cool one. Shout out to Dakota Fanning breaking through once again after such a long career thus far. Diane Lane for Feud as well. And yeah, again, nothing's egregious, right? I knew Tokyo Vice wouldn't get nominated. Did I want Sho Katsumatsu from Tokyo Vice as Sato? Did I want him to get nominated more than anything? Yes, of course. I knew it wasn't going to happen. The Curse not getting through, I guess that one stands out, but really nothing's outside of the line of expectations, just like I expected one show to over-index on supporting actor nominations. I was not expecting it to be the morning show, I'll be 100% honest. That's a bit of a tough beat, but the Emmys do this. So I'll do my Emmy predictions in September before the ceremony comes out in terms of who I think will win. Spoiler alert, it's going to be The Bear, it's going to be Baby Reindeer, it's going to be Shogun. Kind of already know how it's going to go. A lot of the interesting thinking has already happened now that we get the nominations. Nonetheless, who are you most excited to see nominated? What show are you rooting for? Let me know. And for more Emmy talk, more awards predictions, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.